Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Still no reports of deaths nor significant damage after earthquake. Up to mid-afternoon on Monday, there were no reports of loss of life or significant damage to buildings and infrastructure resulting from a magnitude 5.6 earthquake that shook Jamaica. Videos and still images received by reporters show damage to some old buildings in downtown Kingston. Cracks appeared in buildings, while others have more substantial damage, such as trunks break off. In the aftermath of the quake, huge blocks of concrete from an old building at the intersection of Tower and Church Street in downtown Kingston were seen strewed along the sidewalk. Reporters also received video showing dislodged boulders blocking a road in Constituent Hill, St. Andrew. However, the news report was unable to verify the authenticity of the video. The quake occurred at approximately 10:57 a.m. and was reportedly felt across the island. The epicenter was located approximately 10 kilometers south of Buff Bay, Portland. The Bahamas, Cayman Islands, Jamaica, Haiti, United States, minor outlying islands, and Cuba also reportedly felt the impact. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Andrew Holness urged Jamaicans to remain calm, adding that following initial assessment, damage from the earthquake appeared minor, but he revealed that all quakes protocols have been activated. The assessment so far is that damage has been minor, but nevertheless, we're taking all precautions. All the necessary protocols have been activated, and at this point, I want to say to all Jamaicans, remain calm. It is likely that after the initial shock, there are usually aftershocks, so you want to be in a safe place, he said. That safe place may be outside until you have conducted an assessment of the building and you have determined that it is safe to re-enter the building. But the quake, which violently rocked and swift building, sent hundreds scampering outside in fright. People could be seen rushing out of Victoria Mutual Building Society office in St. Andrew, while staff and customers were seen overflow Access Financial Limited and BDO accounting building in the corporate area. Children from the Citizens Advanced Bureau Basic School on Beechwood Avenue could also be seen milling around in the schoolyard. Staff from the National Housing Trust headquarters were also gathered at Emancipation Park. There were also reports of merchandise being destroyed after the crash to the floor in several supermarkets, including Price Mart and Hilo Barbican in St. Andrew and Wamtilo in Port Antonio, Portland. The earthquake also disrupted power supply and cell phone service across the island. In a release, the Jamaica Public Service said the company is still in the process of evaluating the full extent of the damage to its power distribution network, but says initial assessment has revealed damage to several transmission and distribution lines, which resulted in the automatic shutdown of at least one substation and two generating plants as part of the system's built-in protection mechanism.
But we are basically checking across. So the city engineer, the director of planning, the engineers, we are all just receiving reports and doing what we can as we speak now. But as we get the reports, we'll send them to you. But for now, as I've said, we have some sections of some building downtown here. The building across from us, a section of it collapsed and into a walkway. Luckily, no one was there. If there would have been serious injuries. And there's another section at the intersection of Church Street and Barry Street. We looked at that also, and now we're hearing a fire somewhere along Marcus Garvey Drive. But that's where we're checking now.
St. James wanted man caught at sister's home. A man who is on the St. James wanted list for a double murder and wounding with intent was captured in the parish on Sunday. Police report that Lorenzo Walters, otherwise called Larry, was held in a joint police-military operation. His sister was also arrested in the incident and is expected to be charged with harboring a fugitive. Reports were that between the hours of 4 a.m. and 7:30 a.m., the security team conducted the operation at a premises in search of Walters. During the operation, the premises that was occupied by Walters' 26-year-old sister was searched, and Walters was seen and apprehended. Additionally, 6 letter-signed sheets of paper, 3 notebooks containing identity information, 8 cellular phones, and 1 tablet were also seized, the police stated. Both Walters and his sister were arrested. According to the police, Walters would be slapped with additional charges The sister's identity is being withheld pending further investigation. Panic and asthma attacks flood KPH. The Kingston Public Hospital is experiencing an inundated of persons suffering from panic and asthma attack arising from this morning's quake. Other emergency cases also showed up. The hospital's accident and emergency department was overwhelmed and saw doctors treating patients on the outside. Sections of the hospital were evacuated due to the quake, which measured 5.6. Visitors to the hospital were informed by personnel at the gate that only emergency cases were being dealt with at this time in light of the situation. Some 80 dental surgeons employed by government taking industrial action following breakdown of salary negotiations. More than 80 dental surgeons employed by government are taking industrial action following the breakdown of negotiations with the Ministries of Health and Finance. The doctors are represented by the Union of Clerical Administrative and Supervisory Employees UKs. Negotiations have been ongoing since last year, but the dental surgeons say offers made to them are unsatisfactory, and as such, they decided to take industrial action starting this morning. The doctors are calling upon the Ministers of Finance and Health to intervene in the dispute. UK's President Vincent Morris has written to the Minister of Finance pointing out the areas of concerns and the issues for which the doctors are not prepared to accept. He says he had made it clear that the doctors are available to meet with the ministry at short notice, as they have been waiting for a meeting since April 2023. PNP revokes candidacy of Oshane Gill amid assault charges. The People's National Party has revoked the candidacy of Oshane Gill in St. Elizabeth after he was charged with assault for allegedly hitting his pregnant partner with a piece of board during a domestic dispute. The incident reported happened on Saturday and was reported to the Lockwood Police on Sunday. Gill, who is a teacher at the Magati High School in St. Elizabeth, was granted bail in his own surety. In a statement, the PNP says it stands resolute against violence and the incident involving Gill warranted a prompt and unequivocal response from the party. PNP Chairman Dr. Angela Brownberg has expressed deep concern and condemnation of the alleged actions, emphasizing that violence within the context of a domestic dispute is entirely inconsistent with the party's core values. In response to this situation, the PNP will withdraw Gill's candidacy, underscoring its unwavering dedication to ethical standards and the safeguarding of citizens' rights and dignity. The PNP further states that it maintains its intolerance for behaviors that compromise the safety and dignity of individuals and remain dedicated to upholding high ethical standards. St. Catherine man gets 6 years in prison for scamming American elderly woman. St. Catherine resident Kamar Thousand has been sentenced to 6 years in prison for defrauding an American senior citizen in a sweepstakes scam. The sentencing was handed down by Justice Bertram Morrison in the St. Catherine Circuit Court on Friday after a jury returned a guilty verdict. Thousand was convicted of conspiracy to obtain money by false pretense, engage in a transaction involving criminal property, and possession of criminal property. He was represented by attorney at law Davian Vassell. The court led evidence that in June, Thousand told the 72-year-old complainant that she won US $682 million plus 2 motor cars and US $297,000 in refunds. He told the woman that the money was being held in Jamaica and that funds would have to be sent for processing. The complainant testified via video link that she was sent several sums of money to an account held by Thousand. Testimony was given of Thousand's withdrawal of the respective sum amounted to US $44,000. In his testimony, Thousand said that he thought the monies were sent to him by his girlfriend in Switzerland. Under cross-examination, he admitted that he didn't tell investigators any of such about a girlfriend. A jury had retired for 30 minutes and returned with an anonymous guilty verdict. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell.